$418 million Paris Club refund. Governors can't complain over deductions, says Malami. The writer here will rely on Buhari's directive to halt payment of refunds to consultants, says NGF. You find the story on page 5.
Yeah, so, that story is an old story. But the Attorney General decided to study honestness again yesterday when he spoke at the Villa. Remember, the governors had even gone to court. There was a court judgment that dismissed it, dismissed their claim. The story of the Paris Club refund debt. Let me tell you the story. The governors knew that they were overdrawn, because the state governments were also involved in the Paris Club, that's everything. So they hired consultants to check for them, to see if indeed they were not overdrawn, over debited on it. Eventually, this consultant found out, and the federal government paid back to the states a few years ago. And the consultants now said, pay us our consultancy fee. How much? $418 million. That's the what kind of work will you do? That's your consultancy fee will be $418 million. But according to Attorney General Malami, the governors own this liability. They know because we're already paying, and then they now stopped in the middle of the road and said we don't want to pay again. We think there's fraud in it, and we want a forensic audit of the entire process. But Attorney General Malami said the consultants went to court and got a judgment compelling the federal government to pay. Attorney General Malami says, as a government and as Attorney General, he will obey the court judgment. So began to deduct this 418 from federation account, from the source, from federation account sources. So the governors went to court. The court initially dismissed it. The governors appealed. And while the matter is on appeal, it appears that Malami and Zainab Ahmed, the finance minister, are still deducting these funds because the governors are saying that when the accounts come at the end of the month, after fact, and they check, there are still deductions for the Paris Club debt consultancy fees. So the governors are raising an alarm, and I think President Buhari tried to intervene at one time. The matter was still ongoing until Malami said yesterday that the governors, they are just dreaming that he will continue these deductions. It has put them on the collision course. The Nigerian Governors Forum, comprising all 36 state governors, and the Attorney General Malami. So it's a throwback. They keep throwing this at each other. Some people have said that the interest of the Attorney General is overbearing on this matter. It appears like he has pecuniary interest. He has other interest apart from his work of, enforcing a court judgment or a court order that the parties have gone to appeal for. So we'll see how it pans out indeed. It's a collision course between the most of them outgoing governors and the Attorney General, who has been accused of being very overbearing and sometimes take decisions to suit his personal whim. We'll see how it pans out. But if that is the crux of the case, in terms of these consultants. But there are some moral arguments, when you open a debate on this issue, that please, what amount of work did these consultants do that they are about to be paid $418 million? Who are these consultants? Now we know now that 𝐒𝐿 is one of the, in fact, is the lead team of the consultants. I didn't even know that 𝐒𝐿 was a consultant. I thought it was a politician, but politicians have work. That's his real work, So that's the question, the moral question around this, when you begin to make an argument about what work they did, because $418 million, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't know what work one will do to be paid that kind of amount of money. I mean, even Cristiano Ronaldo. $418 million.
Well, like you said, the case is still in court.
Yes, in court. But the Attorney General appears to be acting outside that.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.